Welcome to the Sure Gen Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. I am your host, Jan. It's just me again. Hey, man, okay, I'm gonna start off with my peeve right away because I'll tell you what, this week in particular, I have never seen more freaking expired tags in my entire fucking life than this week. I swear every day, every time I stopped at every light, a different car had expired tags, all the way up to 3 years expired. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing on the road? They don't have stickers on, nothing to show that, they paid for it. And I'm like, man, you've been getting away with this for 3 years with no registration? And they're all driving in front of highway patrol. So I mean, it's it's a little annoying. I'm like, isn't that what you guys are supposed to do here? Pull over people that are, you just want to stick it to what Mustangs that are speeding? Is that what your game is now? Sorry, I'm drinking some strawberry Fanta. Strawberry Fanta. But in a little while, we're gonna try Jones's Cane Sugar Soda, Orange and Cream. And what's going to make this even more delicious is that I was gonna give this to my mom. So yeah, it's more delicious now. This is how it works. It better be as delicious as I remember. I will pay for it. I know, because she does listen. But besides that, yeah, the expired tags. Yeah, I do have at least, gosh, maybe early 90s. I had a vehicle and I didn't. I had moved a lot and I didn't get my registration at the place that I was living, so I didn't. Out of mind, out of sight. So I was driving and this highway patrol pulled me over. He's like, "Hey, your tags are expired." I'm like, "Oh, they are?" And I'm like, "Well, gosh, I thought," and I lied. I'm like, "Oh, I thought I took care of that with DMV already. I could have swore I already took care of that." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "No, I don't know." He goes, "Okay, I'll be right back." And he comes back and he's like, "Nah, yeah, it shows some DMV activity, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go with a warning, but make sure you get that taken care of." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. I'll find out what's going on in the morning." He's like, "Okay." I never went to the DMV or called or anything. I was like, "Thank God that mistake saved my ass." Oh my God. I was like, yeah, I think I fucking probably drove from there to DMV and took care of it right there. I was like, I didn't even know. Goddamn. Yeah, I don't let that stuff expire. Screw that, man. Usually, as soon as I get it, you get it months ahead. As soon as I get it, I knock that out. I pay it. I just get rid of it. I'm not trying to deal with that shit. Sometimes I don't have the money for it, but you pay it off. You pay it off. You do what you got to do. It's better for me to just pay it off right away because out of sight, out of mind is really bad for me. I'm better off getting things done right now. That's why I like to just get her done and then I can forget about whatever's left. But oh man, oh my shoulders. The shoulder thing, boy, tell you what. I've been just doing everything I can to get some shoulder mobility back. And I have a TENS unit. I have that on there. I haven't put it on today, but I put it on like 3 times a day, like 30 minutes, trying to get the muscles to loosen up. And boy, they're moving too, because you're like, you're like tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose. It's funny. But yeah, it does feel better. I mean, it hurts like hell initially, but it feels better in the end. I've been trying to it actually, I know it sounds stupid, but it hurts to put a bra on because I can't put my arms behind my back. I can't put my arms behind my back at all. Um, Doing the chores and shit around the house is really difficult. I'm like, "Oh, man." So I just when I'm home and I'm not going anywhere, I don't wear a bra. I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm home, man." So I just I toss it on the side, but I took my Christmas tree out and I had a sweatshirt on, right? So I'm like paranoid, braless with my t-shirt and a sweatshirt covering it, and I'm still paranoid. I take my tree out and I put it in the street where I know it's gonna get picked up. Come back in the house, and then I realize there's pine needles freaking everywhere. I'm like, fuck. So I grab my vacuum, and I'd already started cleaning the inside of the house, and I forgot all about the outside. So I open the door, and there's fucking just as many pine needles out there. I'm like, damn it. So I had to go in the garage, and I just grabbed the blower, and I just started blowing it off the sidewalk or off the front porch and down the walkway and kind of a little bit in the driveway. Um, and when I turned around, my neighbor had came out and he was standing like right on top of me. And he looked at me, he was looking at me weird with these safety glasses on. And I turn around, I'm like, whoa. I go, "What's up?" He's like, "Oh, it's you. I was wondering who was doing that." And I'm like, "Wait, you don't think the fucking landlord would be doing it, right? They haven't done it in the entire time I've lived here." No, yeah, no, it was me. But I realized I don't have a bra and he's chatty and he's not usually chatty. And I'm like, damn it. And I'm holding my arm up and I'm using the blower to cover up one side. And I'm like, motherfucker. It was awkward and stupid. I was just like, oh my God, I'm 60 years old and I'm still shy about my nipples showing. No, get me in the house. Yeah, it was uncomfortable to say the least. Yeah. So I sprinted in the house and sat on the couch and died a little bit. Just died a little bit inside. I noticed I have a Walmart that's not far from where I live. And I do go to Walmart a little bit here and there. I don't need a whole lot, so, I can knock out I can go shopping anytime I want where I work too. There's stores that are really close by. Um, so I use this particular Walmart here. Is supposed to be the newer one. They're out of like I drink mug root beer, right? And I would say 90% of the time they're out of mug root beer. 90% of the time I go into that place, they don't have mug root beer. Well, they'll have it maybe like if you're lucky, you can grab like the 2 liter, and sometimes they have the little micro size ones, those little tiny, 2 sips, and they're fucking gone, like this little Jones here, like 2 sips and peace out. I think the Walmart in my hometown is not very good. And I've noticed they've been out of a lot of things, and they're not just out of it; they're out of it for a long time, like months and months and months. And I can go to any other store that's the exact same Walmart, any other Walmart, and they all have it. So you tell me what's going on. Especially the one in the town that I work in. That Walmart is pristine. It's clean. They're friendly. They even during COVID, they barely ran out of anything. That's where I've managed to find any kind of Lysol and any kind of wipes or even toilet paper, anything. That's where I found it at that Walmart. So they do a good job of keeping stock. So whoever does that for them is doing a good job, and whoever does it for the other one sucks. Pretty much. Now that that's out, yeah, it's a tale of two Walmarts. They're the same store, but they're not. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on how they're ran, where your priorities are, and maybe your location. I don't know if that matters, but it might. I watched some movies. Raw Deal, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I hadn't seen that. Oh my gosh, since it probably came out. I almost was watching it going, gosh, that's like I don't remember even half of this movie. I don't even remember. I just remember certain parts, but yeah. So that was taking me way back, and then I decided to go on sometimes I like to go on like little spiels where I'll watch one and then I'll watch every single remake of it as well. So I watched The Count of Monte Cristo and then I watched every single remake of that. That was my marathon for the day. Sometimes I'll do that with Bond. I'll do that like today's Roger Moore. I'll go through all Roger Moore. Today's Sean Connery. I'll go through all Sean Connery. It is Pierce Brosnan. And the rest I don't care about. But so I did that, and then the weekend before I did the same thing with The Man in the Iron Mask. I watched all those as well. So it was interesting. It was fun. It was interesting to see how the acting style changed and just how much more of a dramatic flair they had back then. It's just kind of different times, different times. It was interesting though. They're both really good movies. I don't know. I'm sure everyone's seen one version of each one of those. And if you haven't, then get your butt out there and watch it because they're pretty good. The Count of Monte Cristo is basically a tale of revenge, basically. But boy, does that guy deserve it. And then the Man in the Iron Mask is also like jealousy and revenge. So it's they're good stories. Oh yeah. Okay. So I like to watch if I watch reels at all, it's either like knockout MMA reels where they just show like knockouts and stuff. I love that crap. Go Patty. And I'll watch like the police cams, the people that watch the police cams and comment on them. I have a couple of those that I watch. They get some interesting ones. I really like them, and it's almost funny because it's like after you watch them so long, they'll be like, "Yeah, that I didn't have that on my bingo card." And I thought, you know what, that's funny because I've watched enough of them where you hear the same thing over and over and over and over, and it doesn't matter where you are, they all come up with the same bullshit lines. I decided to make a bingo card for it. So here's my bingo checkoffs, okay, my caller's card. Someone will say one of the following or all of the following, okay? They'll say, "Why?" "No, I'm calling my lawyer." They'll say, "Mommy." Daddy. No, I didn't. I don't trust you. Some word that they put on repeat, like, no, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna. Oh my God. At that point, I wish ball gags were legal. But yeah, let's see. Next one is, I know my rights, which they clearly don't. For what? You're being arrested. For what? I've only told you 96 times. No, you haven't. I know my rights. Where's my phone? I want my phone. Or they're on their phone. Excuse me, I'm on my phone. Oh boy. Or you're under arrest. I'm not under arrest. I can't breathe. Yeah, they're standing there screaming, I can't breathe, while they're going, I can't breathe. Oh, really? Because you're having a pretty good time of breathing right there. There's a one that's my favorites. I'm a sovereign citizen. God. Lovely. Okay. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not under your jurisdiction. Really? I didn't spit. Oh, okay. What's that all over the guy's face? I didn't hit you after they clearly clocked them. Yes. They finally get taken down because they've asked them 37 times to get out of the car, to put their hands up, to get on their knees, and 20 minutes later they still haven't done it. And then when they get taken down, the first thing they say is, "I was cooperating." Let me speak to your supervisor. That's usually a woman in a car at the initial stop when they first walk up. That's the first thing she'll do. Let me speak to your supervisor. It's like, oh geez, here you go. Let's see. I don't have to give you that. Yeah, you do. I don't have to have that. Yeah, you do. You didn't read me my rights. Oh boy. You can't search me or my car. I'm not getting out. I was scared. I'm sorry. Oh boy. You're hurting me. I haven't been drinking, officer. That's my favorite. I haven't been drinking. Yeah, drunk ass fucker. So yeah, I made bingo cards for that. I'm sure there's gonna be more that I can think of that I can add to it for a little flair, but yeah, kind of funny. I sent it to those guys, but of course they didn't respond. But that, I understand. But yeah, that's pretty funny. My bingo card. I wish I had some way to put that on my podcast, but I don't. I mean, I could. I told you, Sue. There's free bingo makers. Knock yourself out. I gave it all away. But yeah, that's the Popo Bingo. Okay, at your local store soon. Popo Bingo. Right. If you haven't seen those kind of cop reels, they're kind of, some of them are kind of hard to watch because it's difficult to reason that there's so many stupid people in the world functioning. It's really scary, and not functioning also, which is even scarier. I mean, you have people that have mental illness just roaming the streets doing shit. And I think the last one I watched, this girl has been with this guy for 10 years. They live with her family, I guess, and he works at home, and she works like at Walmart or Walgreens or something, like part time, sometimes early morning, sometimes late night. But every time she's working, he's outside butt naked walking around in the neighborhood, knocking on people's doors to see if they're home, looking in their windows, masturbating in front of their cameras. I mean, the guy's a fucking psycho. She's been with him 10 years and didn't know. I don't know. I just find that hard to believe it. She didn't know. She's like, well, he likes to walk around naked in the house. I'm like, that's not a normal thing to just walk around naked all the time. I mean, unless you live in a colony for that, which is what the creator, that's what she said too. She was just like, hey, look, but I guess it takes all kinds, and you never know. And people have been snowed by far worse things. I mean, I'm sure Dennis Rader's wife didn't know that he was a serial killer. I'm sure of it. It. Imagine that. It could be much worse. But still, on that note, I don't really want to end because it kind of sucks. That's a downer. I did want to talk about what happened with ICE, but I'm not going to. I don't think I need to say any more on that. A murder is a murder. But okay, well, I'll tell you what. What you can do is save some fucking animals, okay? You can adopt an animal and love it and give it a good home. You can not shop for one, you can adopt one because that's better. And there's more of them out there that need the love, and they're more than willing to give it to you. Spay and neuter. Sorry, Chupa. Yeah, that's coming up. She's not going to be happy. I'm going to have a sad Chupa very soon. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about, but it is slipping my mind because I'm old and it's late. It's much later than I normally do my podcast because the guy behind me decided he was going to do chopping, mowing, and everything. And I tested it and I couldn't hear myself even talk. So So this is done a little later, and I'm a little more sleepy. So there you go. Meh. That's right. Meh. But anyways, it's been cold as hell here in California, and if it's 39 degrees here, it's cold as hell. I know y'all in Minnesota and other places deal with below zero, but California, man, it's 39. Oh my God, it's beyond parka. It's like, look, I need like a permanent body warmer to leave the house. I hate it. Too hot or too cold. There you go, California. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Meh. All right. Well, until next week, whatever I brain farted on, I'm sure I'll bring it up next week and I'll be able to get it out. But until then, be kind. I was going to say rewind. That's how old I am. All right. Do your best to not be a dick and protect those who can't protect themselves. Thank you. Peace out.